Open up for questions for Marcus Johnson.
Marcus, obviously, just overall tough night offensively for the team. Eastern's kind of struggled defensively, but was there anything that you saw from them that was just kind of making things challenging on offense? Just maybe talk a little bit about just any challenges that they presented tonight.
We gotta come out. We gotta come out the game, harder, fighting harder on the boards. They came out. They got 5 offensive rebounds. The first couple minutes of the game, which got me in foul trouble. I feel like we just gotta come out and play stronger. We can't be having these mislapses and this time of the season. We got 4 big games coming up, so we gotta make adjustments.
Yeah, what's the key? Obviously slow starts have kind of plagued you guys a little bit this season. What's the key to overcoming that and really starting off strong, throughout the entire first half and not, going in the second half and everything?
You just gotta get back, to work. Next man up. We right now, we down 7. We got another Dejan. He's coming back. So we got another guy who's ready to go. And so these next four games, with three of the 4 going on the road. So we gotta try to get some on the road. Take care of these home games that we lost.
Just looking at a guy like Jemai Fell, he had a huge game, tons of blocks, steals, rebounds. He can affect the game in so many ways, just how beneficial is that, his continued development and just being such a factor in a lot of different areas.
Yeah, Jemai, he's been a big part of our defense. He helps us a lot. Guys, when guys get blue ball or gets to the rim, he helps us a lot by contesting it or blocking it at the rim. So he helps us a lot. This is his first year, so he's definitely gonna be good.
You talked about having a rough first half and kind of shooting in the first half. How can you kind of ease that up as the game goes on and as MAC play continues?
Just we had 4 assists. Just finding guys more. Right now we gotta start sharing the ball a little more. I know we got guys who can score off the dribble, but we gotta start finding each other more. It's too many games we have under 10 assists, and that's part of the reason why we're shooting bad. And so I feel like once we start sharing the ball more, I feel like our shots will start falling.
And then you were able to force Eastern Michigan into 17 turnovers. How does that defensively help you as a team keep playing better?
Yeah, we forced them to a lot of turnovers, but we still they made shots. They made big time shots when they needed it. Was 44 Osonic, he hit 4 for 5. Two big ones back to back. So we're capable of getting the stops, getting the turnovers, but the last 4 minutes of the game is where we really need the stops.
Today, you guys outscored in the fast break 19-6. Also felt like you guys struggled at times trying to get some points off the turnovers you forced. What do you think went wrong in that fast break game for you guys?
We have to take our time. We have to finish better on fast breaks. It's really nothing to fix that by just taking our time really and be locked in on every possession. The fast breaks. Those little points matters at the end. Because we lost by. We was down 3 before they hit the big time shots, but we missed a lot of layups going into that, so we wouldn't be in that position.
And you guys have mentioned the slow starts. Do you have an idea of one reason why you think you guys start out slow? Is it lack of energy? Is it game planning against?
We have to find our own routine. Everybody got to find their own routine going into the game. I don't know what it is, but guys just got to start finding their own routine. What makes them go in that first half and start off well.
How do you kind of have a short memory going into the games that you have, like looking ahead, knowing that like the 4 ones coming up are just as big, if not bigger, than today's?
No, just knowing the talent we have. just going back to the drawing board, just knowing that, we got a good coaching staff, to, help us, make the adjustments going to the next game. So, it's a conference play, so you really can't dwell too much on the game you lost. You just got to be ready to go make an adjustment for the next game.
So, I mean, you guys lost the rebounding battle, 37-34 today. Actually, yeah, you guys lost the rebounding battle. How do you guys going into like a pretty tough stretch of games? How do you guys are you guys planning on like changing your strategy when it comes to rebounding, or like how are you guys gonna go against these teams that are really strong at rebounding?
We have to just hit first on the box out. A lot of it, be the defense rebounds. A lot of teams get a lot of offensive rebounds on us, so we have to, just hit first. And everybody's have to find a man and not leak out, and just find a man, make sure we secure the rebound.
Coach, if you'd like to start with an opening statement and open up for questions.
Yeah, disappointing performance. Obviously, we prepared better than this, and to only score 62 points on 35% shooting at home is not acceptable for us. We missed so many shots at the rim, weren't able to capitalize on transition, and missed some really good looks from three. So, that's an area that's of major concern, especially when we're constantly, it puts you in transition if you're not able to score the ball. So, first and foremost, we got to fix that. Obviously, on the glass, getting out rebounding is not part of our identity, and so we've got to be better in that area. And we will. We'll get back and roll up our sleeves and get to work.
Yeah, Eastern's really struggled defensively this year. Was there anything that they were doing that was making things tough, or was it just simply a matter of missing shots?
Yeah, I mean, Marcus picking up too early. He takes a lot of your game plan away. He's a guy that's not been in a lot of foul trouble, so you feel good building the game plan. Really around him and Trey, and the Trey struggled today. So you're behind the eight ball there, and so you're doing some other things, but you guys need to step up in that thing. We just didn't really have anyone kind of fill that void when he was out for those minutes, and in those 15 minutes when he's on the floor, we're 16 points worse. That can't be the case, and I don't think we scored very much when he wasn't on the floor. So, we've got to find other avenues to have guys kind of step up and fill that void.
Obviously, a guy like Jemai Felt just had a really efficient game today, tons of blocks and steals. His continued growth has really been solid, but just to rely on him, especially on the defensive end, how critical was that?
No doubt, he was our best player today, without question in my mind. He impacted a lot of possessions, and we're playing him heavy minutes. But he had 4 steals, 4 block shots, 8 and 10. That's a really good day in the office. Drew 4 fouls, finished. You're seeing him kind of continue to develop and get better, and so we need him. We need him to play at that high level, and he will continue to grow his game.
Obviously, Javante's dealing with that hand injury. How much is that impacting him, especially offensively, you think?
Yeah, it changes us a little bit. We're running a little bit of, as he gets back to 100%, not running quite as much through him. But he's still the same guy in terms of drawing fouls, getting steals, and doing what he does. He'll sticks his nose in there. He's just pound for pound the toughest kid in America, I would say. So I'm really proud of what he brings to the table, and his IQ and all those things that really help us.
Marcus talked about it, only 4 assists today. How do you change that up for the next couple of games, which are very tough for you?
One, you got to make baskets in order to get assists. I mean, the reality of the deal is we can't leave that many points on the board. These corner kick threes that are open, guys have to make those. And so some of it is, you get 2 on you. Our philosophy is draw 2, you give it up, but now we have to make those shots when that happens. And so the second half we started driving closeouts because shots weren't falling, and obviously those don't turn into assists. But we've got to do a much better job finishing in order to make that happen. But that's an unacceptable number without question.
And then the second half, you came out to a really hot start, 10-4 run to come out the second half. What was the message to the team for that?
Yeah, we just needed to be tougher. We just, we needed to get our guys back on the floor. We went to the zone, which was good for us for stretches, and then but we needed to be tougher, and that means finishing and getting to the foul line, and we did that, and then shots just didn't fall again for that stretch in the middle of the second half, and next thing you know. They hit a couple threes and they swing ahead. So you can't have those little lapses.
What do you feel like is the message now, knowing the stretch of games that you guys have coming up and opponents, just to be able to brush this one off?
Yeah, I mean, we got to digest this one and say, hey, this is an acceptable performance at home. We've got to learn from it, get better from it. Hopefully we're getting some guys back sooner than later, and that'll help alleviate having to play guys 40 minutes, 36 minutes, which is probably leading to a little bit of our issues in some ways, but so we're encouraged by that. But we kind of look at it like we're still on an upswing. I mean, really, only in our lineup, only 2 guys played Division I minutes last year. So there's guys like Jemai Felt that are continuing to get better. That are still getting the pace and the margins of victory of Division I basketball and MAC play. So we think our upside's higher than a lot of teams in the league. So we're gonna answer the bell and match these teams that we have coming up.
How hard has that been for you guys, running basically a 7-man rotation? I think outscored on the bench 26-5 today. In terms of game planning and trying to stay in these games once it gets late minutes.
Yeah, we need more from there. There's no question. 26, 5 or whatever it was again today. We need more consistency, and those guys don't have a whole lot of experience coming off the bench, and that's where you miss the 5 years of experience of Dejan Humphrey, the 5 years experience of Sam Towns and Joseph Kaya, who played minutes in the Big Ten. You miss those guys when you start getting into those depth situations, and so those young guys got to step up, and sometimes with young guys it's a consistency thing, and we got to continue to find that.
Then you guys forced 17 turnovers, only scored 10 points off that. Why do you think that faltered a little bit there, offense off the turnovers? Yeah,
we were really poor at finishing in transition. I mean, we missed, I don't know, maybe we had to have missed a dozen layups in this game, and which is something that we really work on in practice, and we do it in practice, and we get in games and they get rushed or whatever reason where we got the yips when it comes to finishing in transition, and we're getting some open transition threes, which are high value shots for us, and they don't go in. We've got to finish. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. You get 17 turnovers, you can't score 10 points off it.
I believe you guys brought it to within 3, about 2 minutes to go in that game. Of course, you have the long stoppage around then. What do you think killed your guys' momentum going down late? Because I think you went on a 6-0 run at one point there.
Yeah, not ideal. Not ideal to take a 4 or 5, 6 minute break right in the middle of that, especially when you feel like you got the momentum and maybe they're on their heels. That kind of turns things a little bit, but we shouldn't put ourselves in that position to begin with.
How did Marcus Johnson, he had to check out early in this first half, did those 2 personal fouls. How much did that affect your first half game plan?
Oh, yeah, completely. He's such a focal point for our offense. So now you're eliminating, half your game plan, because generally speaking, he hasn't been in foul trouble. So, we trust that, hey, you can run your offense through him. And when he comes off the floor and doesn't play much in the first half, you've got to do something completely different than what you've worked on. And we just didn't have anyone kind of fill that void.
Any more questions for Coach? Great. Thank you, Coach.
All right, have a great weekend.